Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Queen. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP07 here on the channel, which I'm very excited to bring to everybody, let alone it's been a minute since we've dived in and started playing this monster. For those of you guys that do remember this leader, or maybe this is your first time you've seen him, Queen used to be very, very strong back in the early stages of OP04 and 4.5 when we had that little bridge going into OP05. This is prior to Sakazuki. Now, since Sokka came in the format, Queen kind of took a back seat, because you got to keep in mind other decks also came out with Sakazuki, such as decks like Yamato as well. Yamato, Sokka, they really just made Queen not be able to do well, not be able to hang. It's just, he took a big hit. Now, against decks like Enel and Katakuri, Queen was able to hang in there. But due to the fact that how explosive Yamato is, how prevalent Zoro was still in the metagame back then, he did not do well against Rush. And of course, we didn't do well against bottom decking. Considering Queen needs his blockers on board to be, to sustain himself into late game, Sakazuki didn't let him do that. Therefore, Queen did not really have a fun time. Now, this is back when Blue Crocodile was doing really well. We had that weird little couple weeks, like meta 4.5 give or take, that Blue was actually on top, which is crazy. But after that period, those two decks kind of went away. Queen, Mono Blue Crocodile, they're not really, haven't really done a whole lot. In OP07, Queen has actually topped a couple really, really big events, which is kind of crazy to me. Now, I know that Queen's builds are generally like a shell, something like this, right? Most of the time. This is generally like my average Queen build, without some of the spicy cards, because normally I like playing with Soul Focus, and I think a lot of people know this by now, but I want to give you guys something that I know is going to work, and that works consistently well, and this is what we have here. We're going to dive into this build real quick. We're going to talk about a couple matches before we dive into it. And hopefully the games aren't too long. I'm probably going to try to play maybe about 3 or 4 games. This probably won't be as long of a video as I want it to be. Normally I'm here for like an hour or some change, and we get like maybe 5 or 7 games. This probably won't happen with Queen. I'll probably, again, get like 4 or 5 games at most, because they tend to drag out. Now, when it comes to the current metagame, I do want you guys to realize that some of these cards and ratios can be tweaked a little bit, can be adjusted. But for the most part, you are going to be wanting to run 4 Gravity Blades, 4 Zero Cost events, and then at least 2 to 3 Red Rocks, just because you guys are going to be playing against Bonney and Enel quite a bit at your locals, and either Rabluchi or Gecko Moria. So Red Rock is going to be needed to remove the kids and to remove the Gecko Morias. Now, the Gravity Blades are going to be used to stop Rush. So any deck that can build a wide board very, very quickly, so decks into like Gecko Moria, decks into Bonney, this is going to be something you want to see in your opening hand if possible. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen in today's games, but this is ideal. This is like the ideal scenario. This is why this card is so good in the current meta when it comes to a blue deck. Doflamingo utilizes it well, and Boa Hancock does as well here in the current metagame. It's a very strong card against a lot of decks in the format. Now, with that out of the way, these are going to be your only events that you will be using in today's Queen build. Again, I normally utilize cards such as like Soul Focus, and I have a lot of fun with that, but I don't want to get too heavily into tech choices here. If you're interested in a Soul Focus build, you can look at one of my previous Queen builds and work around that into a format for OP07. But for this one particularly, this is what we're going to be playing around. I want you guys to be making sure you're maxing out on your blockers here with Doflamingo and X-Drake. You want to see both of these in your opening hand. If you go first and if you go second, you want to have at least one or the other in the early game. You may notice we are not running Perona, which is a personal choice. I very much enjoy this card. I normally have it, but I had to take her out for other slots here in the deck. So ideally, you can do something like this and then tech choice 2 other cards. But again, I'm going to show you some other cards that are pretty solid here in this list as well. I think Perona is normally a staple when it comes to my Queen builds, or just Queen in general. I like to have her on the first and or second turn, depending on the dice roll. But she helps you set up all of your plays. The same thing with your Doflamingo and your X-Drakes. More so, these guys are your early game blockers, whereas Perona is just that one of. And normally you're looking for your big bodies. So in the early stages, if you drop a Perona and you don't see any of these in your top 5 and you just see big bodies, you're kind of defenseless for the rest of the game until you draw into 2Ks or bodies off of your life, you know what I mean? But for future state, I think you want to be running your Doflamingos and your X-Drakes above all else. These are going to be staple units in all packages of Queen. Now, we do keep the usual. The Capones and the Hioris, also staple 2K counters. These are going to be utilized more so with Hiyori than anything else. If you are at a point into the game where you can drop a Hiyori to put a 0-cost event and or a Beji into your life, by all means, it's probably the best case scenario, because these will keep you alive, generally. But the other 2K counter is kind of flexible. Most of the time it'll be Kaya, but you can also use Satori as well. Considering that Sanji came out in OP06, I think a lot of Queen builds have started utilizing Sanji, which makes sense. He does take up space in the deck. If I wasn't playing with this, I'd probably be still running the Kayas, just because it allows you to draw 2, you know what I mean, and cycle your hand out. But you need space, so this is why I have Sanjis here and I don't have Kayas. I'm also running Brulés. There are some decks that run the Boas, which these both do the exact same thing, just a personal preference. Normally, again, I would run like double blocker, but I need space, and Sanji kind of takes up important slots in the deck for what he allows you to do with the Yamato and the Katakuri. Now, there is a very, very big body unit that we all know, which would be Ace, the 10-drop. You can utilize this in Queen builds. I've played around with it. I don't enjoy it too much, just because on how your ability works. You want to make sure you guys have an 8 cost or higher, so generally it's going to be like an 8 or 9. You don't really want to be playing around with a 10, because if you drop this, you know, for 10 Dawn, you can't really attach a Dawn the Queen and do your leader ability. So it's always more, I guess, viable or ideal to have your 8 or 9 drops opposed of your aces, if that makes sense to you. This is why you guys don't see like any Kaidos or any aces in majority of the Queen builds, because you want to stay with consistency. And being able to see a Sanji, like set up a Sanji play off of your Dofi or your X-Drake to kick a Katakuri or a Yamato is going to be much better than trying to kick an ace. Because first of all, it won't work. And second of all, you can't use your leader ability if you play this during that turn. It's just a lot of things can go bad. Now, there are some other fun mechanics here with Queen when it comes to flex picks. Like I said, this deck can be built in a lot of different ways. This one particularly, we are going to be running with Viola, and we are going to be running with Shirahoshi. Ideally, Viola helps you out in those matchups against Black Yellow Luffy, whereas as Queen, we're not going to be attacking this man anyway, right? We're not going to attack him. We're going to let Luffy pull his own life with his own cards. So, i.e. like the Flampes and the Makinos. We're going to let him do his own thing and make sure he can pull his life that way instead of attacking into him for free, right? And if that's the case, we're playing the long game for the Yamatos and the Sanjis to be able to make sure we can actually get bodies on board and go for game. The Viola in that situation helps you control their life and make sure they can't get a lot of big bodies off of it, if that makes sense to you. Which is interesting because a lot of times you'll play down a Hiyori to set up a play, and they'll pass turn over to you, and you can drop down a Viola and just like see what they put down and just rearrange it for them, which is interesting because it really helps you out when it comes to tempo control. Now, the other card is going to be Shirahoshi. There's going to be a lot of black decks, Enel, Katakuri builds. Both of these decks utilize this card, and against Moria and Rablucci in the late game, or just sticking this down in the early stages, can really just give you guys an early life and or help them not want to attack or pop this card because you just have an easy blocker, or if they pop it, you heal. It's really, really nice. And there's a couple other ones here that you don't see in this variation, which would be something like Kikanojo. Now, some lists run this card, some don't. Some lists also run the Nekomamushi here. Ideally, both of these cards want your opponent to be at 3 life, right? Or less to be able to play it. And as Queen, like I said in the early game, we're playing for a long game. We're not going to be sitting here swinging for 7, for 9, for, you know, for 10k each and every turn. That way we can play down Yamato and get the biggest KOs as possible most of the time. But if you're locals, or if you're going to a big event and you're scared about it being flooded with black decks and all that sort of thing, Kikinojo can still be teched in to Queen. It still does well here. We have a lot of flex spots. You have a lot of different ratios you can adjust if you want to fit this card in here. Just be mindful, considering you guys play a lot of blockers in the early game, you're spending a lot of Dawn to play these guys down. So hitting 5s or hitting against most decks might not fly all too well to get this card to pop off. And if you play it early versus a black deck or like a Rob Lucci or Law or what have you, it's just going to get popped. So there's something to consider. But overall, we are going to dive into a bunch of games today and see what we can do. I will catch you guys in a split second. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Come at you guys with Queen playing into Red Yellow Sabo. I don't know how long these matches are going to be or how many games we are going to play. We are playing more of a stally deck. You know, this is Queen here. So for those of you guys who are new to Queen or interested in this leader, just know that your matches generally are going to take quite a bit. You might go to time here and there at your locals. It's just something you have to consider when you're playing a deck like Queen, Rebecca. Most of the time any of these blue decks, let's be fair. But I'm going to try my best here and see what we can cook up. Normally, I don't like to attack early game at all when it comes to Queen. But we are playing against Sabo here, and he's going to constantly keep healing himself. So if I can keep him at 3 and or at 2 life for majority of this game, that's better for me. Go ahead and hit him with the first pudding. So I believe he kept his hand earlier, didn't he? No, he actually mulliganed. Darn. I shouldn't have done that then, I guess. I thought he kept his hand, but oh well, it's too late. Anyways, we have access to X-Drake for the next turn. This is going to put me down to 4. We'll take this hit. 0 cost event, which is nice. So we can swap that out with our last life with Hiyori if need be. Kicks that back. Can't really do all too much. That's a lot of counter out of hand. Morley comes down. Alright. So we get a Sanji. Oh boy. This is nice. Alright. Hold up. 7. So that'd be the 9th turn. Sorry. I'm drawing into the Sanji, then we're kicking into the Yamato. This should work out. And if my hand empties enough, by that time, I can attack with Queen and put the Brulee that we saw on the top 5 there on life. But I have to get rid of quite a bit of cards in hand, and he has to hit me at least one more time. We'll go 6 here. Nice. Okay, so far, we're cooking. Because now he only can heal himself once this turn. There's an ace. I guess unless he had Katakuri, right? But, yeah. Why the ace, though? Interesting. And this is supposed to be all OP07, so I can't really control what my opponent decides to tech in his deck, you know what I mean? So, it be what it be. Unfortunately, this time, it works out in my favor because they didn't read, and Ace only has Rush if it's a Whitebeard, or Whitebeard Pirate. 7k here. If I remember, this hit shouldn't be so bad, because we should be able to get there with the Yamato and the Sanji combo here. I won't be able to pop the Ace, but I'll heal a life. And I guess we can just go 5 in hopes that he takes the Morley and discards a card in hand to play it down. Which will work in our favor. I would assume he'd want the Morley, right? Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. Interesting. So Ace can finally swing this turn. Still not sure why he's playing it, but it is what it is. He needs another body on board, or he's just going to go for it. Okay. There's a Karasu. Interesting. Alright. So he kicks the ace back to life. Gives Karasu 2k power. Weird play, weird play. But what do I know? We'll see. Maybe he's cooking with that 3 Dawn he's got up there. Yep. Sure. No, actually we have to counter this. I don't want to go to 0. I can go to 0 here. I can afford it, considering we have Yamato. And it'll heal us up. But that's the only means that we'll be safe here. But just in case, man. Going down in hand size might be the better option. Sure. So he gets the ace back. That seemed a little counterintuitive, didn't it? When you have wanted to do that first. That way you got the power boost with the Sabo, and you were a bigger swing. I don't know. That's fine. We'll take those. We'll go 9 to 7. Surely he takes them early. Okay. I think we just got 3 cards out of hand, by the way. That's crazy. Alright. There's a lot of options that we can do here. He'll pop. Or sorry, he doesn't pop anything. He goes through blocks when he's 7k or more, which isn't hard to do with his field he has over there. I have an option of doing the Hiyori into the 0 cost event, or we can play Yamato down to heal. If we Yamato, we pop something on board, which would be the Morley here in this situation. Which really is probably just a better idea. But this will allow us to be safe, and we can heal a life as well. Remember, we put that Brûlé there, by the way, with our leader swing. I'm joking. I wish we did. I wish we did. We never were in the situation to be able to attack with Queen and heal 1 due to our hand size. But that would have been awesome. It would have been awesome. Anyway, I'd rather get the removal here, considering we have 2 blockers on board. And it looks like he's going to keep popping these cards back to his life. So, keeping the removal is probably the better option. We can go 7. Maybe get 1 more card out of hand. Yep. Alright, so we got 3 blockers up, 0 cost in life, a little bit of counter in hand, just 2k. So I think we'll be fine. We have to block all of the attacks that we can block, because Morley goes through blockers here. So I guess the X-Drake and the Doflamingo will block Sabo and Ace here, and then we'll take the Morley hit. Just remember, he has to put Dawn on the Morley for it to be active. Cool. Now the problem is... No? Wait. No, we're safe, we're safe, we're safe. That's right, we heal a life with the 0 cost event. So, this I can do and keep the X-Drake here for 1 more turn. Because even if he has a Kid and Killer... Oh, there it is. Cool. Or Zoro, we would have been fine. Because we can take this hit and be safe with the 0 cost event. And now we can discard the Sanji. That way we have Yamato to play down to heal ourselves. Again. And then attack with Queen to heal again. Yep. There's no way you don't go life here. Well. He's only an 8k. So I guess he could clear X-Drake, but yeah. Ooh, interesting. That's a tough one. Okay. I think we can kill him here. Like, that's math, right? He has 1 card in hands. We go 7 with Drake, which gives him another no counter. Do the Kid and Killer. We go 7 with Queen, and the rest with everybody else. I think this should be a good game. If it's a 0 cost in life, I guess we're just meant to be that we weren't supposed to win this match. Just in case it's a 0 cost event in hand. Are we chilling? We're chilling, boys. Well, let's dive into a bunch more games, see what we can cook up here. This one wasn't too long, which is nice. About 10 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like every single time when I play Blue Yellow Ace, I just don't hit. Like, every time I feel like I use my leader ability, I'm always whiffing. Is that just a me thing? I played against this ace earlier today, where every search, he got a big brother. Every single one, man. It was crazy. Hopefully this guy's not going to be so lucky. Well, we were playing Rebecca during that time. And speaking of Rebecca, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. I don't remember. I don't think I did. I was playing a lot of Rebecca today, and I have a list that I want to show you guys later on. I don't think it's good enough yet until OP08 when I gain access to Jack. Right now I feel like it's a little bit of the same Rebecca that it has been, except where we have a little bit of access to other cards, just a little bit. And she does well into the current format as long as you don't run into RP Law. You can do fine against black decks due to Kyros's ability, but everything else, it's a little tricky, man. And due to the fact that we now have timers here on the sim, most of the time you go to time with Rebecca. So I still want to do some fine tuning before I share the list with you guys, but it's coming up here really soon. In any case, hopefully we can cook this ace, man. I want to get some damage in here early as well, because I know they run Viola. Some lists do, so they can heal themselves up and go to 5 life or 6 life or whatever. And I definitely don't want to be dealing with that. Come on. You don't need it. We don't really have anything else that we can do with our Dawn here, so we could drop a Hiyori to put a Gravity Blade on top of our life, but it seems kind of irrelevant. Normally I wouldn't have attacked anyway. This is why I decided to go with 5k instead of 9, because I wanted him to try to give me counter from hand. 5 is easier to guard than 9k, let's be honest, so quick math, boys. Quick math. 3 Dawn open. Sanji's Pilaf, maybe? What does that? Draw him 2 cards? Oh, okay. I hate how the sim does this. It's so annoying. There's a leader ability. So he's either going to draw that with another Flampe here, or play down Viola to flip it face down. Or just lose it, right? Oh. Alright. You know what? That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. I don't see a lot of aces teching in Ivan. This is a really good card here in this build. So now he'll heal an extra life and it goes face down. That's really good. Okay, so we get down to X-Drake. We're able to sort. Oh my goodness. Well, it's been fun, bud. It's been fun. Apparently when we do our searches, we just hit crazy. Alright. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. So we'll draw the X-Drake. We can kick off a Sanji for the Yamato. Yamato's going to pop pretty much everything on board here. 5, 6, 7. We have 7 life combined. We should be chilling. This will help us out in case he decides to play down a blocker of some sort. You know, like the new ace. So we can go 6 here. Interesting. So no leader skill. We got a Sanji, who would definitely play this on board. Let's get rid of the 9-drop. I know that seems crazy, but I think the Gravity Blades have a little more value here in this matchup. And we already have a Sanji that we're drawing into on our next turn. If we decided to keep that Sanji, we could have synced it up with the Katakuri that we have up here on top deck too, but it's okay. Wasn't going to attack you with X-Drake anyway, it's fine. Okay. So we get our X-Drake here. I have an option of either playing down X-Drake or playing down Katakuri to bottom deck the Boa, right? If we do that, I feel like we lose tempo. Because I could just Gravity Blade and bot deck the Ivan and the Boa here. Let's just do that instead. And we can still swing for 6k with Queen. Let's just go 5. Alright, let's go 6k with Queen. Nice. I wish we had a pudding at some point. Like, pudding would be really good here. Now hopefully they don't make the same mistake and not do their leader ability. I don't think I've ever played against an ace player who had access to 2 Dawn and decided not to use the ability. Unless they know for sure it's not going to help them get a body on board, you know what I mean? Because there are those scenarios where you can't do anything with it. But still. It's a little weird. We got Luffy. I believe that is... Alright, so they got a Luffy out of that search, which is nice. Come on, don't hit. Huh? Leader ability? That's crazy. Alright. We'll just counter out, I guess. I don't understand. Unless they're planning something here specific. I see, okay. So I guess they couldn't do anything off that leader ability there because they didn't have a Flampe, I'm assuming. Sometimes I wish I could see my opponent's hand, you know what I mean? Like, bro, what's going on here? Alright. Let's get our Sanji down. We cannot pop the ace, which is unfortunate, but we can pop anything else on board here. We will heal a life, though. And we still have 3 blockers on board. Let's get rid of that. 5 cards left in hand here. Next turn, we can start healing up. Come on. You don't need it. Let me get that 2K. Thank you. Alright. So what do you do from here? I haven't seen a Gravity Blade come from him yet, so either he hasn't drawn them or doesn't tech any in the deck, which I'm not going to complain against. It's just he's missed quite a bit of leader ability searches as well. We got the Hiyori out of hand last turn. Okay. He needs to get another, like a small body ace or a Luffy here. Okay, S13. Which is the baby one for you guys, in case you didn't know. Go 7. 7 Dawn left over. So he does have enough. Oh, he got Satori this time. That sucks, man. Feels bad. Feels good. Enjoying back to 2K and a free card. That's pretty good. Alright, Luffy. There's no way you blind this. Remember, the next 2, or at least the next 1, should be a baby as well. From life. Because we did get to sort them with Viola. Goes 5. Give you the Satori. 7. Interesting. We can block out with X-Drake here and just give him the Capone, or we can take the hit. That's too late. I already hit the button. Oh well. That's my bad. I think the ideal thing there was to block with X-Drake and then give him the Capone, like I mentioned. Because we weren't going to do anything else with him. We have a Katakuri here, which I cannot heal off this, so let's go a little bit aggressive. See if he'll give us the ace here. Please. You're running down the timer. There you go. Goodness, man. These games get stressful when it comes down to the wire. And I believe the timer lasts for about like 16 minutes, if I recall. Something like that. It's 10 minutes like between each individual. Each individual has their own 10 minutes of time. So like for example, it's my turn currently. I have 6 minutes on my timer. And every time it comes back to my opponent, they have their own set time. So you can't run out the clock to just win the game. Which is nice. We won't heal here, since we have four cards in hand and 1 life up. But again, we have 2 blockers. We should be chilling. The only problem here is if he has like double aces to come down. That might be scary. Maybe. There's a Luffy. Does he have the baby? Please no. Oh, he does. Alright. It's about time. That's going to be a 9k swing. He's got 6 left, so it's potential of going 7 with Garp and then 9 with Leader. I mean, are we in any risk here? Because Ace can't get through me because we have the X-Drake. I think we're chilling. He does have 6 Dawn, so he could potentially Red Rock me. I don't know why he'd want to do that, but I've seen sillier plays. Oh wow, he does play Ace. It's a good call. Good call. I think we have to take the hit and or lose the blocker. We have another one in hand that can replace the X-Drake, which is good. We weren't really in danger due to the 0 cost event anyhow, so we can Katakuri, or we can just go for game. I think going for game is probably the better play, but he is a 7k leader right now. I don't want to get baited into something, because that would suck. But we can surely heal life this turn, which is nice. If we go 9, he has to give me at least 3k counter to get out of this. I don't care about board here. We're just trying to go for game at this point. So now we can do 10k with Drake, 9k with Sanji, and 9k with Yamato. Somewhere around there. So it'll be like 10, 9, 9, 9. It's a lot of big swings. Sure. Can you do it again? Yep. Alright, we can just stack all on Yamato. I think we're chilling here. What if? What if like 2 0 cost events and a 2k counter? Okay, cool. Well played, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dab into another game coming at you guys with Queen playing into, unfortunately, Bonney. The amount of times I played this matchup today, I feel like I'm here for ages, and I am sorry, alright? We both are playing super grindy decks, and I feel like my deck has to outgrind hers, otherwise we just lose. But I'm going to try my best. Thankfully, I don't feel bad not attacking into Bonney, because attacking into her generally just gives her 2k counters to protect out with Eustace Kid. So being able to play like the Bonney Searcher or the Baby 5 Searcher, it really helps me just attack into that and get rid of a body on board for free. But in any case, our top search here with Dofi is pretty good. It's pretty good. We can actually stack the Yamatos here and the Sanjis and just get big bodies on board back to back to back. So that'll be 5 for X-Drake, right? Going into 7 for Doflamingo, and then I will draw the Sanji, which will kick off the Yamato for the following turn. The cool thing is about this matchup, though, I don't really have to worry about all too much other than kill range from like Hody Jones, and I have to figure out, or I have to find the Gravity Blades for the Wild Monk here. It's a very, very strong card and difficult for me to deal with, considering I don't run any like Onamis, I don't run any what's it called, Rocket Luffy's, so which I might have to tech into depending on my matchups here with this list. So I think if your locals play a lot of Bonney players and you don't have a lot of removal for blue, you have to find the Gravity Blade, you have to find the Red Rock, you have to find some sort of removal to get rid of these 2 cards that are on board right now. These are very strong for Bonney overall and allow her to just constantly play on curve. She got Cavendish down early too, so that means she could just play Eustace Kid down on 8 Dawn and then restand an extra Dawn with Cavendish to attach the Kid. And I don't want to see that. But we might not have a choice here, because we know we're not getting any red rocks or any gravity blades anytime soon. Unless they come off a life here. Which I doubt it. But maybe. Let's go 6 here. Regardless of what we do, she's going to rest one or the other, right? So Dofi should have been safe regardless, so that's pretty good. 7 Dawn here. We can attach 4 to Dofi and swing in on the monk. I know this is being a little bit aggressive, but we need to get rid of that as quickly as possible. Play down another blocker. Oh my, that's another Yamato. Alright, Bonney, good luck. She's got 4 cards in hand. We haven't really attacked the life at all. That way we can starve her out until we can just get body after body on board. There's another blocker, which next turn it doesn't matter due to the fact that Yamato just pops it anyway. Okay. Sure. If she attacks into X-Drake, we can counter that out. Depending on how much Dawn she wants to invest. She got another baby 5 off the search. 8K. Let's give the 0 cost event. Get rid of the Brûlée. Yep. She can search off with this as well. Because the Dawn will restand due to the monk. Which is unfortunate. Is that Rosinante? Alright. So that's 1 Rosinante that we know of in hand. We'll pop this. There's no reason really to attack here, because she would just rest my other blocker. Unless we attack with X-Drake, because I think we have to clear some of these boards. Or some of her board state. But if we attack with Queen, she rests the X-Drake in this scenario. And we know Kid is coming down. Right? There should be a Kid. Yep. It just seemed like kind of obvious, considering she was searching off for the Rosinantes there with baby 5. Goes 7. And then Bonney will also swing for 6, maybe. If I guard out here, we have to get rid of a 2-2Ks here, or Dofi and a Hiyori, which is not ideal. Come on, go 6. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Alright, so we can do it again? Or should we attack first? So we attack with Yamato, they rest Sanji, right? Which might be the best opportunity, because we keep both blockers on board. Nice, okay, cool. This might seem like a weird play, but bear with me. We got this. So now we either play... We have to play Sanji, because we know Yamato is coming up. As much as I want to play Katakuri to bounce the Kid to the bottom of life here, Sanji is definitely the right call, because we'll get a Yamato as well. Then we can pop... Regardless of what we choose, Rosinante is going to protect it. So, we can choose the Cavendish, and they'll just sacrifice the Rosinante due to the effect. Yep. That's my bad. I probably should have attacked with Queen to kill the baby 5. It's my fault. I did not think about it, but oh well. Oh, actually, I couldn't. Never mind. Because I had to go through the useless Kid. So, we're chilling. As long as they don't search out any more Rosinantes here, we should be okay. So I think they're going to prolong this game as much as possible. Get another Hiyori. Not too bad. No 0 cost event though, so that does kind of suck. There's Rosinante again. Wow, you actually didn't go for leader here this time. That's crazy. She's got 6 Dawn left. We can guard out with this and give 2 2Ks here. 6 Dawn, which will make her 11k. So perhaps she goes for Sanji or Yamato? Maybe? I don't see the point in trying to clear the X-Drake here. I would think she would want to clear the big body. There's another Rosinante. And another baby 5. Oh, okay. I need this on board, unfortunately. Ooh, man, that sucks. If only we kept that Hiyori. But we had to get rid of it to protect him. I think we can still get our way out of this, though, because we still heal a life here. The downside is, how do we play it out? Because I have to attack with a big unit first, that way they'll rest one of the other ones. And if they don't rest Queen, we can heal here. But if they don't rest Queen, then we have 3 other big body attackers that they have to defend out, or the kid goes bye-bye. But I think we have to do it this way first. Now we heal no matter what. Let's go here. Heal a life. They're gonna rest a big drop no matter what. Yep. Sure. We're gonna run everything into Cavendish here. Once I get the board state under control, we can go ahead and win the game. The only way that we can't is if they draw into like a Zoro, right? And we don't get removal for it. Like if we don't see a red rock or what have you, then they can possibly take the game or clean up a lot of bodies on board. Because we don't have very many cards in hand. So as long as they don't see Zoro, we should be chilling here. Unfortunately, I think this game has lasted this long due to the Rosinantes and the kids being a factor, and we didn't see a red rock earlier. So this could have went different ways depending on what we decided to draw. But I think we had to play it this way due to that we saw the Sanji and the Yamato like back to back in life, or sorry, on the top 5. And that seemed like a really good idea just to play double. We got 4 big bodies in 2 turns, which is huge value. Was that like 36 Dawn worth of bodies in 2 turns? That's kind of crazy. Alright, so here's another kid, another Rosinante. Yep. That's not helping me here in this scenario. Alright, so let's heal first. The reason why I'm going to attack first with Queen is just in case they decide to rest me. And if that's the case, we won't heal. So we have to do this first. Also, side note, as you can see, I finally swapped the Dawn over to just like do all Dawn at the same time. It's still taking me a little bit because I forget about it, but it is what it is. It's finally there. I don't have to click it one by one. I just normally forget to change it in the options. Sure. 2 cards left. We should be able to clear this here. We don't really have to attach anything. And now we should be able to just beat down Bonney. We have enough if they decide to play a Zoro next turn. If they have it, we should be able to win a lot faster than she could. Because she won't survive the next turn. We'll attach Dawn here. Just in case. I want this damage to go through. But it won't because I'll block it. Nice. Now, it would suck to see a Doflamingo. We'll still get 3 attacks in, and they might be doing that right here, actually. Hopefully not. Okay, you're cool. And you still chose not to freeze Queen. That is wild. There's a Katakuri again. Actually, I can't do that, can I? In order to heal with Queen, I'll need to play the Katakuri down on board. If I play the Katakuri, I don't want to... What would I get rid of here? I guess it really doesn't matter, right? It had to be a rested card for sure. So that's 4. We'd have to bounce the baby 5, because otherwise we can't heal. Now we can heal a life. So now we'll go back to 4. Continue the beatdown. I can't say we're doing bad. It took us a minute to get footing, and that was just because, again, we didn't draw any removal with the Gravity Blades or Red Rocks to remove the Rosinantes and kids. But we slapped down a lot of bodies, and it seems to be doing the job. I mean, I got no choice. So another Doflamingo is going to come down. There's a Gravity Blade. Way too late, though. Imagine if we got that earlier. It would have been crazy. We could have got rid of the Cavendish and the Rosinante and cleared the kid. Maybe. So now you decide to freeze Queen. It's about time. Or maybe it's too late. They've got 7 in hand, so they still have a potential to have a 0-cost event and a bunch of 2k counters, right? Because I don't know what the life cards that they just got were. We need to clear the Doflamingo. So I think that would be the correct play. I could pass turn here and not do anything, but that still doesn't stop her from dropping another Dofi if she has one. And then that would be 2 10k swings coming my way, which have the potential to clear at least 1 body on board. So let's go huge, right? And we'll clear the 1 Doflamingo. I know that's probably too much count or too much damage there. It's way too many, I think. Because that would be, what, her whole hands, I think? 0-cost event, that's 13k. I mean, she might have 2 0-cost events, what do I know? Just let it happen. You want the kid. Let it happen. Hey, see, look, she had at least 1 0-cost event. At least we got rid of 1 Doflamingo, so that's good. Goes 10. We give him the 0-cost event. That was the Satori. My bad. Hey, they both yellow, alright? Leave me alone. I meant to click the 0-cost event. I thought about it, but we clicked the Satori instead. So, that's fine. Not really, but it's okay. Goodness, man. Because now, if they have a Hody Jones here, they can clear out... Can they clear it? That'd be a 10k. No, they couldn't clear it. Let's go 11. Just enough. Literally just enough. Thank you. Play your blocker down. Good job. You have another one. Okay. We get another Sanji. I'm pretty sure we have a game here. They have 1 blocker up. She will rest 1 unit, so I would assume she would rest a big body, right? We can still heal this turn as well, so we go up to 4 life. So ideally, if we swing in with Yamato, she'd block that with Rosinante, right? Or she would take the hit. And then she would rest probably the 9 Sanji or the Yamato there. Ooh, forgot about the timer, my bad. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think no matter how I just try to play this one, we have this game. Sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot about the timer, man. I think we had the game, though. That's pretty good overall. Like, that was a lot of big bodies, a lot of pressure for Bonney to deal with. And that's what I think I love about Queen, is that we have the late game on lock if we have a good early to mid game. So if we see our Doflamingos, we see our X-Drakes to set us up, we're chilling. And we didn't draw into any Red Rocks or Gravity Blades until way later in the game where it didn't matter. So that was awesome. But I don't think every game is going to be like that. Bonney, though, more so. I think you have a really good chance of beating the deck, so this will be X-Drake on 5 Dawn, right? Beji on 7, and then Sanji goes on 9 Dawn, and that will kick off a Katakuri on board. We already have a really good setup here. But in any case, If Bonney can get down a bunch of, what do you call that card? Basil Hawkins, it's really rough for Queen. Because it doesn't really matter, because Yamato can't pop them due to, you know, the Basil's effect, which is really irritating. So you'll have to draw your red rocks to remove them. Because Gravity Blade can't touch them either. Because there were 7, so it just feels bad all of the time. Or sorry, there were 6, my bad. But, you know. Let's do it this way. We do get to keep that for later, just in case they have Gecko Moria. I'd rather see at least 1 red rock, if possible. Sindri. Okay, cool. Nothing relevant for me. I mean, they do have the Hog back in there and another Perona. Which, truthfully, Perona really helps you out in this matchup as Queen, because, you know, you're getting rid of cards from hand, which allow you to use your leader ability a little bit sooner. And I wish that we can draw into Shirahoshi in this match, because that'd be pretty strong. That way they can't Absalon it, and if they do, we just heal a life. Yep. Get a 2k counter. This might be a bad idea, but let's play it down. We'll get rid of a Hiyori to do it. But, what's in trash? Okay. Yeah, I think it's safe to do this, because that way we get 3 attacks off next turn. And I'm probably going to go face. Come on, bud. What are you doing now? Sure. We'll draw back the Perona. Yep. So here's our red rock. We can play down another Doflamingo. Hey, another Sanji. This is looking out pretty good. We'll leave it the way it is. Because this way, when we see the Sanji again, we don't know what's after the Sanji anyway, so hopefully he can kick off something else into the field. That's pretty good. Let's go 7 lead. There's no reason to attack the Absalon, because they can just block it with Rebecca anyway. I'd rather try to get cards out of hand here. Or they can do that. That's cool. We'll go 7 lead again. Okay. Nice. So we get a 2k at the very least. It's the pressure, man. X-Drake is pretty good. They still have to attack into him too, and he's a 6k body, so. 8 Dawn. This might be the Moria turn. But it would be a weak one at that. Oh, a Sabo. I did not expect that. That kind of sucks. Wow. Alright. Love the tech choice, bud. Good job. Alright, so we drop Sanji next turn, right? I don't want to counter out of this either. They can have it. We'll take this hit as well with the Beji. Okay, so we'll kick the Katakuri off and put the Sanji on bottom of life here. That's our best play. Then we can just go 5 to face here. I imagine they counter out. Right? What's in trash? Okay. They gave me the 2k. Nice. That was the 2k they got back from the trash with the Rebecca. So now I don't know any cards in hand unless they had 2 Peronas in hand this whole time. But we still have the red rock to deal with the Gecko Moria as well. And we can heal next turn. Unless they have means to remove both of these by dropping like double Ice Ages and another Sabo. If they do, they have the game, right? If that's what they have, it's all over at that point. I would not come back from that. Get an X-Drake off that hit. So I believe our next draw, if I remember, it would be a Beji, right? Into a 0-cost event into a Sanji. As much as I wanted to keep the X-Drake just to rearrange those, it's probably better for me to guard out. And here comes the Gecko. So the first one should be Rebecca. And then we either get a brand new or Sindri. No, sorry, a brand new Maybe? Maybe brand new? Okay. There's the Perona from the trash. So they got back to 2K counter. So that means there's 4 cards we don't know. 3 cards now that we don't know. Here's the Veggie. We will heal up this turn. But how do we want to play this? Because I think if we go life here, we're probably going to lose. We bot deck this for sure. I think we have to clear board. As much as I don't want to, going life just gives them more cards, and I only have 1 card in hand here. Clearing board is definitely the better play. So now we'll heal up 1. Let's go lead first, and then we'll take the other 2 that run into the Absalon and the Brook. Maybe they'll give us a Rebecca here. It would be nice. Sweet, cool. So now we'll clear the rest of these. This should be free. Awesome. Alright, so the next card that we're going to draw should be the 0 cost event into the Sanji. After the Sanji, we don't know what comes after that. So I need to find... No, it wouldn't matter. So I wouldn't have enough Dawn to drop the Sanji and like a Doflamingo on board. So I guess we're just going to go in blind if we drop the Sanji. 3 life left here. There's an Ice Age. Into... Okay. Suru. So now they swing in on a lead, maybe? Or they stack all Dawn on leader and go into the Katakuri to drop the Absalon. Okay, that's a wild play. We'll take this. There's a 0 cost event. Sure. Don't have a choice. Hey, Brule. Let's go, boys. There's the Sanji. I mean, I can afford to just play this down, right? No, no, we cannot. We won't play Pudding. Let's not do that. Thanks, game. Goodness, man. I don't know. That's whew, too spooky for me, man. Too spooky for me. Let's give you back, 3 more cards for free. No thanks. Goodness. Let's clear the whatever this guy is, the ugly dude, brand new. We'll clear him. Gain a life again. I don't know what this card is going to be, so that's unfortunate. And now I either give them a free card. We have to, because we have to go for game here soon. We have Sanji and Katakuri on board, so next turn we could potentially do 3 damage. If they survive. So we know he runs Sabo. He's seen a couple Ice Ages. So I think there was 1 in trash at one point, and then he played 1 down to kill the Sanji. I think that's at least 2. Perona. I don't know why you hardcasted that. You don't get an ability off, which is nice. 7 lead. 4 Dawn open. We get a Sanji off trigger. That's actually really good. This might help us this one game. We'll get rid of the Veggie. I know it's probably silly, but we'll see. Because I have 4 Dawn left, right? So they could play down a Rebecca if they wanted to. Or go 5 with lead here. But now we have 4 attacks next turn. What's in trash here? So there's 1 Perona. There's an Ice Age. Okay, 2 Surus in trash. 3 life left. I think we're fine. Ooh, what was that mill? There's Hogback. Puts Ice Age back to the deck and Borsalino. Drew Perona. Okay. So there's 1 2K counter in hand. There's a Pudding. There's another Sanji. Interesting. So, first things first, we gotta heal up. And we actually might be able to win this turn, truthfully. Depending on if he has enough counter for all this. Because I have 6 Dawn left, right? We can go 10 with Queen. 9 with Katakuri, and then 9 with Sanji, and then 9 with the other Sanji. We'll heal a life here. This means we probably should attack with Katakuri and or Sanji first. That way I don't just put all my Dawn on the blocker and then just whiff the game. If this hits, we'll go for it. Okay. There's the 1-2. He had 2 Peronas in hand. Alright. So, scratch that idea. That sucks. Instead, I guess we'll just kill the Absalon. Because I could potentially still go and put him at 0 life, but we'd lose next turn if that's the case. And there's no way I can attach 4 down to Brule and just try to go all in. That seems silly. I have to assume that card in hand is counter and or the one-off life here. So let's clear this first. I cannot play Pudding down, because that'll give him 4 more cards, so we only just pass the turn. We do have the 0 cost event in Sanji, and then we have 1k counter in Pudding, with 2 blockers on board. I think we have the game, unless he sees something like a Rebecca into a Sabo play. Because if he's able to stabilize with 2 blockers, that'd be pretty bad. And it looks like he doesn't have any Rebeccas in trash, which is nice. There's a Hina. Oh, he does have 1 Rebecca, 1 Borsalino. Okay. So that minus is 4. He should be getting back the Brook. Yep. Sure. And then what do you do with the 3? Just goes AK lead, maybe? Five face. We'll give you the Pudding. I think we're chilling, boys. I can take this hit, because we have the Brule on board. So we'll guard out here. Now we're back to square one. And Queen will just do Queen things, right? As much as I want to play the Katakuri down here, I don't think that's the correct play. Because he has the blocker up. If I play the Katakuri, we lose. Because if I give him back the Rebecca, he gains an extra life, right? If he plays Sanji down, we lose. Because we don't know what pops up off of that. I think we have to try to clear what's on board as well this turn. Let's go 6 here. This is guaranteed. Or the blocker. We get the heal 1. Yo, this game is too spooky for me, man. It's very intense. Okay, there goes that. We'll just run Sanji and Katakuri into the Brook, into the Hogback. Yep. So now we'll get down another Brule. Katakuri is really not going to help me out too much. Wait. Hold on, wait. If we Katakuri, we'd give him an extra life, right? Instead, we can Katakuri here and then put Katakuri on top of our life. That seems like the big brain play, doesn't it? I think we have to do that. Because there's a possibility that he just attacks with Brook, with a Dawn, going 5, minuses 1 to the Brule, swings in with Gecko Moria, the play Absalon, pops the Brule down, and then puts the rest of the Dawn on Hina. They go for game. In this scenario, our Katakuri will just put Katakuri on top of life. As much as I want to remove the Brook, I think we have to do it this way, just to make sure we're safe. Because now he has to hit me 3 times winning. Very spooky game so far. Hopefully he did not top deck into a Gecko Moria to get back more blockers on board. Oh, this timer though, man. Sometimes I wonder. 7k. Let's give the 0 cost in the Sanji. So now there's no way we can lose this game. Or at least this turn. He's got 40 seconds left. He's got 2 attacks. So, no rush units. I think we're chilling. As long as we're able to at least get 1 damage off, we win. Oh, nice. Well played. could guard out, but I don't know what this card is. Is it good? Let's take it. Where were you at earlier? Remove the Hina. Hey, let's go, Shirahoshi. Double blocker down. And that should be a good game. There's really nothing else. Why is it doing this to me? Goodness. I'm so used to just clicking one by one. I'm sorry, guys. Stressful. I'll clear the Brook. Because I don't want him to have the Sabo, man. If he has the Sabo and pops both blockers, yeah, no thanks. No thank you. Good game, buddy. Definitely was fun. Very spooky. He had an Ice Age and a Hina in hand, so potentially next turn you could have killed the Sanji, at the very least. With an Ice Age Hina combo. Got an Absalon from trash to pop the Sanji. We still had 2 blockers on board, though, so we were chilling. Well played. That was a good game, man, overall. Very good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a long one. We only played 4 games, but I'm normally kicking out like 4, 6, 7 games of video. Queen just happens to be one of those decks that is very, very stally. And sometimes your games are like 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to find like some decent ones to show you guys and all that. And it's very difficult. Because today I was playing a lot of Rebecca. I have a list I want to show you, but I don't think she's ready yet until we get your boy Jack. Once we get Jack, I think Rebecca is going to be pretty scary coming into the next metagame. In OP08. I think this card is very busted for black decks, let alone in Rebecca. It is so, so good. This allows you to rest this character, draw 1 card, and trash 1 card from your hand and KO up a 3 cost or less on your opponent's side of the field. Which, ideally, if you think about it, when you're playing something like an Olympus or a Haruden, bruh, it's pretty easy to pop something with Jack. And it allows you to filter cards for your leader ability. It's pretty strong. But that's a deck that I'm probably going to be diving into in OP08 here very, very soon. So I do want to get into OP08 stuff. But in today's video, we dived into a bunch of Queen games. And I also played a little bit of... Not green. Where are we at? Purple. Come on. Come on, game. Come on. Goodness. I dived into a little bit of Yerpal Crocodile earlier. So this might be coming up here on the channel as well. Haven't decided. I might dive into some OP08 stuff first, and then I'll dive into some other lists that I have in OP07. Still undecided. But currently, today's video, I didn't get to play as many games as I normally do because Queen is a very, very stally deck, but it's a lot of fun. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought about this build choice. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below if you guys tinker around with Queen. I'm sure I have some Queen fans out there that run this type of build. And if not, your ratios are different, let me know what you're cooking up. Maybe I'll try it out. In any case, enjoy the rest of your day. I will catch you guys in the very next video. Remember, hop in the Discord, come tell me I suck. It is what it is. I will catch you guys later. Stay safe out there. I'm going to head out.